Hey everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating and complex world of ancient Judea, specifically looking at the power dynamics in Herod the Great's court. You might think of Herod as the sole ruler, but the reality was much more complicated. Let's talk about the Sanhedrin and the chief priests and the crucial roles they played. First, who were these groups? The Sanhedrin was the supreme council and court of justice for the Jewish people. It was composed of 71 members, including elders, scribes, and priests. At the very top of this structure was the high priest, who also served as the president of the Sanhedrin. The chief priests were a powerful, aristocratic group, often from a few influential families, who held significant religious and political sway. So, how did they fit into Herod's kingdom? Herod was a brilliant but ruthless politician. He was not of priestly or traditional royal lineage, and many Jews viewed him as an illegitimate foreign-backed ruler. To maintain control, he needed to manage the existing power structures, not just crush them. He couldn't simply ignore the Sanhedrin or the chief priests because they held immense influence over the daily lives and religious devotion of the people. Herod's strategy was one of control and manipulation. He understood that the high priesthood was a major source of authority. So, instead of letting it be a hereditary position for life as tradition dictated, Herod took control of the appointments. He frequently appointed and deposed high priests, often choosing candidates from less powerful families or even from the Jewish diaspora. This ensured they owed their position to him and were less likely to challenge his authority. He effectively turned the high priesthood into a political tool. The Sanhedrin's power was also curtailed. While it still handled many religious and civil matters for the Jewish population, its authority in major political and capital cases was severely limited by Herod and, later, the Romans. Herod would not tolerate any group that could sentence someone to death without his approval. We see historical accounts where Herod executed members of the Sanhedrin who opposed him early in his reign, sending a clear message about who was ultimately in charge. However, it wasn't a simple case of total domination. Herod still needed the cooperation of these religious leaders to govern effectively. They were essential for tax collection, maintaining public order, and managing the temple in Jerusalem, which was the heart of Jewish life. Herod's massive and glorious rebuilding of the Second Temple was a project that required the full cooperation of the priestly class. This grand project served his own ambitions, but it also appeased the religious establishment and the populace. So, you have this delicate dance of power? The Sanhedrin and chief priests retained significant religious and social authority, but their political power was firmly under Herod's thumb. They could influence the people, but they couldn't directly defy the king without risking severe consequences. This complex relationship, filled with tension, compromise, and mutual dependence, truly defined the political landscape of Judea during one of its most pivotal periods. Thanks for watching. If you found this interesting, hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into history. See you in the next video.